functions, how they shift up, shift down, left and right. Let's get to it, yeah? So here we have the basic, very basic formula of how to recognize functions. So here is your A, which is going to be your amplitude, correct? And then your amplitude is basically you find out how long it stretches, so which means it's just how much up and down it goes. And then vertical, the B, the inside of it is called also known as a period, right? And on the outside of it, it decides whether the whole function as a whole goes up and down on the scale at all or not. So here I drew a basic function, as you guys can see. So our basic function is y equals cosine x. And so you take your pi, right, which in this case, if we had a basic function, which would just be pi, 2 pi, and then I divide it into 4 pieces. As you can tell, you divide the pi into 4 pieces, and then I laid them out as a full length. This section, only this section that we usually do in class, is known as a period, right? And then this part is just one section of it, one wavelength. But here I plotted out a full, I chose cosine, so I plotted out a whole cosine. And you gotta make your lines a little curvy if you can. Gotta try your best. So you also have to make sure, after you graph them, you have to make sure you label your coordinates. As always, excuse my poor drawing right now. But as for sake of the example, as you can see here, we have one full wavelength of the cosine. Usually you would see only, if Mr. Ramirez would only require this much on the test. But since here I went all the way negative and I went positive for you. So your A, in this case, if there's nothing, it would be 1. So see how it only goes up to 1. And then after, if you had anything on the outside, right, this whole graph is, so let's say we had a +1 on the outside here, right? This whole function as a whole would move up 1, and it would stay exactly the same. And then if the inside here, right, we had on the inside of the parentheses, it works backwards. So basically, if you have a positive inside the parentheses, your function is gonna go to the left, but inside the parentheses, if you have a negative, it's gonna go to the right. So that is basically how it's gonna work. This is your parent function right here, and you can work everything else out from here. Thank you for watching, guys.